Guys, welcome to my channel. Today, we'll take a look at the 2022 HRV. This is the all-new HRV model from Honda. I'll take a look about the general build and I'll share my impressions about this car. Hopefully, this would be a good car to buy. Halika, samahan niyo ako. In the Philippines, there are only two variants, the V-Turbo and then the S, which is the non-turbo version. In other countries, they have 4 variants, pero sa Philippines, we only have 2. Gusto ko yung design ng kanyang hood. Parang very sporty, mahaba siya, tapos doon sa harap, parang wala siyang fog light. Pero in reality, actually, meron yan eh. So, maganda yung fascia niya. I like it. Itong V model, naka-mesh type yung kanyang grille. Samantalang yung S, para may horizontal bars lang siya. The headlights are full LED and meron din siyang LED daytime running lights. Meron din siyang LED na fog lights, pero hindi mo siya mapapansin at the first glance kasi nandun sa ilalim, yung pahaba na yan. Let's see the side profile. Unang yung mapapansin, mataas ang kanyang ground clearance. Kaya ang tawag nila nga dito as High Rider Revolutionary Vehicle. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng HRV. Same pa rin yung pag-open mo sa likod nandun sa taas. So sa malayo, para siyang two-door kasi hindi kita yung handle. Yung mugs niya is kulay gray and size ng tires is 21560 by 17. Yung sa S model, pareho lang ng design ng mugs. Ang pagkakaiba lang, iba yung color niya, meron siya parang white highlight. Okay, let's take a look at the back. Ang one thing you'll notice here, yung meron siyang LED bar light, which is very popular nowadays. Para siyang napansin ko, similar doon sa Lexus. Yung tail light niya is LED as well as yung light bar. And then meron din siyang shark fin antenna. And then meron din siyang tailgate spoiler. Ang isa pang feature nito na naiiba sa S model is meron siyang dual pipe finisher. Let's take a look at the engine. The engine is actually 1.5 liters VTEC na turbo, 4-cylinder, 16 valve with a power output of about 177 PS and a torque at 240 Newton meters. Yung S model naman na non-turbo, that's about 121 PS or 119 horsepower. So, yan ang non-turbo. Pero pareho silang 1500. By the way, ang makina nito is the same na nakalagay doon sa Honda Civic, yung RS model. Pareho silang 1500 na turbo. I expect na malakas to sa acceleration, especially now na nakaturbo siya. Okay, tingnan naman natin yung interior. One thing you'll notice here is maganda yung design ng kanyang interior. At napansin ko din yung kanyang driver seat, hindi siya power adjustable. Normally, at this price level na power adjustable na siya eh. But I guess pag naglabas pa sila ng higher model, baka yung RS model, baka powered seats na siya. Na-notice ko rin, may mga rubber yung doors para ma-improve yung NVH, para hindi rin mag-creep in yung mga outside noise. One thing I noticed also, yung design ng door niya, parang yung sa Lexus, yung dire-diretso pababa, para yung dumi, hindi ka pumapasok dun sa loob. That's a nice feature. One thing I like here is the black interior at maganda rin yung support ng upuan. The seats are leather and the steering wheel is also leather wrap. The shift knob is also leather wrap. And one thing I like here is simple yung design ng kanyang steering wheel. At the same time, nandun din yung mga controls. And then yung dashboard design is simple and elegant because it's black, clean lines. So maganda siya actually. The steering is rack and pinion and it's electric power steering. It's also tilt and telescopic. Meron din siyang button to close and open the aircon vent and push button start na rin siya. Yung infotainment system is 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well as yung WebLink. Maganda rin yung pagkakadesign ng buttons, yung tatlong bilog na yan that can control yung aircon. By the way, yung aircon niya nga pala hindi dual zone, na parang single zone lang siya. And then meron siyang dalawang cup holders nandito sa isang side lang para hindi makasagabal ka pagka ginagamit mo yung cambio. I like that design. And meron din siyang electric parking brake as well as yung auto brake hold. And then meron din siyang drive mode and hill descent control. Yung center console box niya, tama lang yung size, medyo malalim din and proportion naman doon sa size ng vehicle. And it has 2 USB ports dito sa front. The instrument cluster is digital and ang size niya is about 7 inches. Meron din siyang auto-dimming rear view mirror and then with map light. And then yung sun visors meron ding mirror and illumination. Let's take a look naman dito sa second row seat. Sa likod meron siyang aircon vent and then may 2 USB and then meron ding pocket dito sa baba. At medyo flat din yung floor and then meron kang cup holders dito sa center armrest. And then meron din siyang headrest dito sa middle row seat. One thing I like here nga pala is yung versatility ng kanyang upuan, no? Pwede mo siyang mai-flat yung sa second row hanggang dun sa likod. So, pwede kang magkarga ng madami. And then, yung seats niya dito sa likod, pwede mo ring itaas. Yun ang kagandahan nito. Seldom yung merong ganitong configuration. Yan. Nakataas na yung upuan. So, pwede kang magkarga ng mga bagay na matangkad. For example, pwede kang magdala ng halaman hanggang dun sa bubong. Hindi siya sasayad. So, yan ang versatility. So, that's a nice feature na nandito. Parang ginaya niya yung sa Honda Jazz. And then, 60-40 split din yung rear seats niya. So, you have versatility to use it in so many ways. Balikan natin itong likod. So, pag na-flat mo yung second row seat, malaki na yung space. And then, meron din siyang cargo light dito sa likod. At yun nga palang kanyang reserva, na rin, yung donut type na rin, which is common ngayon sa mga crossover, no? Ang isa pa palang maganda dito yung Honda Sensing, no? Na meron yung sa V at saka yung sa S model. So pareho nilang nilagay yung Honda Sensing na ito. Ano ba yung Honda Sensing? Ito yung mga safety features ng Honda. It has collision mitigating braking system na nag-automatic brake kapag malapit ka dun sa isang sasakyan o kaya may isang tao na malapit mo nang mabangga. Meron din siyang road departure mitigation system with lane departure warning para to keep you on the lane. Plus, meron din siyang auto high beam. And then, meron din siyang lead car departure notification system. And meron din siyang adaptive cruise control with low speed follow. And lastly, meron siyang lane keeping assist system. So, yan yung Honda Sensing. Yun ang safety features niya. So, I guess nowadays, practical na itong ganitong klase ng kotse. Yung mataas yung ground clearance. So, parang same din siya ng makina naman ng CB. Kung gusto mo mas mataas, ito is a good choice. And the other thing that I would like to point out is, maganda yung pagkaka-design. Simple pero may dating. Actually, pag nilagan mo ito ng mugs na maganda, parang Euro style ang dating niya eh. Parang European car pagka nilagan mo ng magandang mugs. Malaki ang improvement niya from the previous model. Yung previous model kasi para sa akin, parang magulo yung pagkaka-design. Itong new model, maganda yung design. Aside from the fact na Maganda yung kanyang seat configuration. So, pwede siyang utility mode, pwede siyang long mode, pwede din siyang tall mode. So, that's a plus factor sa versatility ng sasakyan. Check naman natin yung pricing level. Yung V variant, ang selling price niya is 1,598,000. Yung S variant naman is 1,250,000 pesos. So, ang price difference nila is 348,000 pesos. If you look at the physical difference, ang mapapansin nyo, yung V variant naka-honeycomb yung grill niya. Yung S variant naman parang naka-horizontal lang. And then, magkaiba yung treatment nila doon sa baba ng bumper. But in terms of look, mas gusto ko yung S variant na horizontal lang yung grill niya. Parang mas astig siya. Pagdating naman sa mugs, yung V variant, one color lang siya, yung parang kulay gray. Itong S variant, meron siyang accent na white. So, parang na-highlight yung design ng mugs. If you look at the back, they are the same. Except doon sa V variant na dual yung exhaust. While yung S variant, single lang yung exhaust. Yun lang ang difference nila. Now, the question to us, alin ang mas maganda? Siyempre, yung V variant na top of the line. Pero, kung naghahanap ka ng value for money, yung S variant is okay na rin. Kasi nandun na rin yung Honda Sensing eh. Ayun nga lang, ang makina niya mas mahina. Pero sa akin, okay lang. Yung importante, nandun yung mga safety features. Tapos yung 348,000 na difference, pwede mo na yung pambili ng mga mugs eh, para mas maganda ang dating, di ba? Chinek ko din sa pricing level ng mga entry level. Ano ba yung competitor niya? Based on the entry level pricing, ito yung mga competitors niya. Yung MG ZS, 818,000, Geely Coolray, Cherry Tiggo, Chevy Tracker, of course, yung Ford Territory, saka yung Mazda CX-3. Makita nyo yung Honda HR-V, nasa bandang gitna eh. 1.25 million. I think it's a sweet spot na very good, very good price for this kind of quality. At saka yung mga features na meron siya. Kasi yung mga features niya, mga basic na kailangan mo, hindi mo kailangan yung masyadong high-tech eh, di ba? And then, maganda yung kanyang interior. So, look at the vibe ng interior. Parang premium looking na siya eh. Di ba? Simple, malinis, then all black. Ang ganda niya. So, I like it. So, if you're planning to buy a subcompact na crossover, I think HR-V is a good option. Magpalit ka lang ng magandang mugs na babagay, mag-iiba yung itsura niya. Ang ganda nito. So, if I have the time, ite-test drive ko to para makita ko rin yung actual ride performance niya. Alright, hanggang dito na lang. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you again in my next vlog. Bye!